is Anya Kammer. My student number is 24229894. I am currently studying to achieve my higher certificate in some or of my foundational phase education certificate. This video is about discussing and reflecting on my vision board for my teaching practice. This was my very first teaching practice. So just to quickly start with, I'm going to take the teaching board like this, zoom in. So here I've listed all of my goals and I have a few images. For example, here and here I have areas of the classroom such as the reading nook or the free play area. I also have a few images about, for example, art teaching and English teaching, because those are the types of, that's the specialization I am aspiring. Furthermore, here you can see I have put a few rules. The red rule is to show that all of my goals are connected, while the blue rule are the two most important things: encouraging students and building bonds with the kids. Those are the goals that I aspire to, that I tried for the most during my teaching practice. To go on, my goals for my teaching practice was creating my own lessons, encouraging students, and building bonds and expanding my knowledge. So just to say that a few of these things that I had to do to be able to achieve these goals was, or the reasons why they are the most important for me first. Creating my own lessons, I like to have fun. When I was still in school, my teachers' lessons, they were extremely boring and they always just went right over my head. I could never get it. I had this one teacher who always liked to put in a few jokes. They would jump around. One of my teachers actually jumped out of a window once, just to get us to learn. That's something else. Encouraging students. I lacked motivation a lot as a student, and my teachers, they never put in the effort to try and help me understand or try to get that initiative to learn. Only when I went into high school, when it was already a bit too late, did I get the few teachers that wanted to help me get through. And then with expanding my knowledge, I myself, I like to learn. I like to learn new things, and I believe that you can always be a better version of yourself. If you think that you have learned everything you can, take up another language, because there's always something else you can learn. That's how the world works. It's ever expanding. There's always new knowledge to know. Going on, a few things that I had to do with achieving my goals were with the lessons. It was during assessment time for the school, so while I had the benefit of choosing my own topics, it was still a bit hard, because those are all things that the kids had already done. I couldn't go into new things that they haven't done yet. And I had helped with the assessments. It was still fun because all of the kids could always jump in and help each other. One of the kids, you couldn't talk English, you could only speak Portuguese. The other kids, they had learned a bit of Portuguese throughout the year, and they could help me talk with them. This also helps with staying positive, with encouraging students. Staying positive was the camera snapped or went out. Like I was saying, one of the things that I wanted to do, encouraging students, the way that I was going to achieve this was by staying positive and always being active around the students. Earlier I said that the kids, they helped me to understand the one boy who couldn't talk English, only Portuguese. It actually encouraged me to take up Portuguese as a language. I'm currently studying Portuguese, and it helped me to communicate with them a lot, especially at that age. They need someone to be able to understand them. And then with expanding my knowledge, I have the issue of always wanting to talk, always wanting to be there. And to combat this, I decided that in times that I wasn't busy with the teacher and she was busy with her lesson, I would sit quietly and observe, basically shadowing her. And anytime she had something to say, I wouldn't try to defend myself. I would just say, yes, miss, thank you, miss. And that's how I would learn. And that's actually a perfect way because then nothing is going to, hang on, let me just quickly do something. Going on now that those are all of my goals and how I wanted to go into them and how I did actually go into them. On my first day, actually, I was super anxious. Not super, I was extremely anxious. And even now, whenever I think back to my first day, I felt like everything about me was wrong. I was dressed incorrectly, my hair wasn't proper. I felt like the whole entire persona I gave off was still the persona of a child. And now I'm going into this grown-up world. This is the world that I want to go into, and these might be my peers one day. However, on my first day they were extremely welcoming. I couldn't find my teaching mentor at first, so one of the other staff members, they didn't even know who I was. I just showed up there, and I said, I'm here for my teaching practice, and they said they didn't know anything about it. So there were a few hiccups at first, but then when I told them the name of my teaching mentor, they took me to her class, and luckily she was already there. Turns out I wasn't going to be with her for the first week. I was going to be with one of the other teachers. Her name was Isabella. And her class was actually the class I was at the most. I was there for an entire week. And then I started being shifted around. That was one of the biggest challenges for me because the moment I started getting comfortable with this class and learning their names, I was put somewhere else. At one point I was in a grade 1 class instead of grade R's or grade RR's. The lowest class I was in was grade RRR, and actually I got sick halfway through that week and I ended up missing a lot because I couldn't actually talk that last bit, and I missed my last day as well. And this actually helped me because I learned to project my voice during that time because I had to talk loud, and once my voice came back, I was still talking extremely loud, but not screaming, so it helped me project my voice. I had successfully in the grade RRR class, I was given one of the lessons of the teachers, unprepared, and I didn't even know I was supposed to give a lesson that day. And I taught it perfectly in their words, about heavy and light, high and low, and the students, they loved it. I used tools and things like that. So I learned to adapt quickly as well. So just to say, right now, after my teaching practice, I feel a lot more motivated than anything. The one thing that I realized with this entire teaching practice was that teachers have a power that most people don't realize. They have the power to decide a child's future, and because I can decide whether I want to help this child build up if they're struggling with something or they aren't getting something. I can decide to ignore them and let them go on because if he doesn't understand what I'm saying at first, then there's no point. Or I can decide to help him and push him through and help him get to where he wants to be if he wants a successful future. And I want to be a teacher that one day grown-ups can say, oh, I remember teacher Anya, she was a very good teacher, I had fun in her class. So more than anything else, I was extremely motivated, and now I know for a fact that this is the career that I want for myself. Thank you for listening.